This is my first time ever being alive when they were electing a pope.
The first round of conclave voting ends with black smoke. What it means as the search for a new pope continues.
Needed rain returns to the forecast, but it looks like it arrives just in time for Mother's Day.
There was no wrongdoing.
Pullman city administrator cleared in a state patrol investigation, so why is he no longer with the city? KREM 2 News is getting answers about his sudden departure. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Another shakeup in the city of Pullman after the now former police chief was accused and cleared of sexual assault. Now the city administrator is out, even though he says he did nothing wrong. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy is digging into his sudden departure. And Shannon, you've now learned the city administrator says the city isn't being honest?
Well, Pullman leaders say that city administrator Mike Urban quit, but Urban's attorney tells me that is a lie. And they say that this all stems from a criminal investigation that didn't even begin with Urban. A tale of two stories is taking off in Pullman. City Administrator Mike Urban is out, but why? Depends on who you ask.
We were looking forward to having him back, and he has chosen to resign.
The city says he quit Monday, but Urban's attorney, Alexandria Drake, says he was fired. In an emailed statement, Drake says the city violated Urban's contract and the law and damaged his reputation by investigating him. It all stems from a criminal investigation into someone else.
I feel like I'm reading texts between teenagers.
That's a Whitman County judge handing down a February decision in a case against Pullman Police Chief Jake Opgenorth. An ex-girlfriend had accused Opgenorth of rape and domestic violence, saying text messages proved it. The judge later found no proof it ever happened and found the ex lied by deleting some texts. Washington State Patrol was looking into the rape allegations and said 3 of the thousands of messages were from Urban.
The former police chief had used Mike's name to hide the other party's name in his phone.
WSP and Pullman's own investigation cleared Urban within 2 weeks.
There was no wrongdoing.
But Urban's attorney says too late. Drake says he could have been immediately exonerated with a simple phone call. I did reach directly to Urban and he declined to comment, but his attorney tells me he does plan to seek any remedy he can for this termination. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. A man suspected of killing a Spokane teen in a drive-by shooting now faces a $2 million bond. Today, a Spokane judge increased the bond for Cougar Devereaux Jr., who police believe shot and killed a 19-year-old woman in a drive-by shooting last July. Devereaux evaded police for months and was eventually arrested in Colorado back in March. His new court hearing is set for May 20th. Spokane Valley detectives investigating a suspicious death tonight. Detectives responded to a report of a deceased man inside an RV yesterday in Spokane Valley. Major crime detectives said they are in the early stages of this investigation and trying to determine if a crime was committed. This is a developing story. We will have updates as they become available. Newly filed court documents show Moscow murder suspect Brian Kohberger's family will be allowed to attend his trial in its entirety. Kohberger is accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students back in 2022. The prosecution wanted to exclude Kohberger's family from the trial, saying their testimony may be skewed. However, the judge wrote that the scope of the family members' proposed testimony is very narrow and not necessarily tied to the testimony of other witnesses. Kohberger's trial is set to start in August. New tonight, the Spokane Fire Department looking into a suspicious fire in North Spokane. The fire department says it broke out in an alley near East North Avenue before quickly spreading to 2 garages, a shed, a shop, and a home. Officials say embers caused that fire to rapidly spread.
A real good thing to start thinking about is hardening our homes for those ember showers, even in the city.
Crews believe they may have a car of interest. Officials need your help looking for a light blue or silver Audi A4 with black front wheels and silver rear wheels, along with noticeable damage to the rear bumper. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Check. That number is right there at the bottom of your screen. All right, let's talk weather on this beautiful Wednesday with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. He is standing by in the Outdoor Weather Center, just soaking in the rays. Jeremy?
Oh, Mark, it is hot, sunny, and dry. You heard Justin DeRuyter there saying, hey, just watch out for those embers as they're falling from the sky. This is that time of year. We are already getting there. Relative humidity of 21%. Has a little more atmospheric moisture than we did yesterday. However, we're heading back into a dry air mass. Wind starting to pick up south-southwest at 14 miles per hour. And we're sitting at 75. That sun is brutal. 75 in Deer Park, Coeur d'Alene, and Spokane, Pullman as well. Out in central Washington, it's temperatures up near 80 degrees. Winds picking up, sun's out. There's a sign of a cold front working its way through. That first band of clouds now making its way through North Idaho. The next band moving in, and all the moisture just getting hung up over in the Cascades. Looks like our best shot at seeing some of that arrives around midnight to 1 a.m. It is going to be a couple quick moving light showers that don't amount to anything before it all moves out early tomorrow morning and we wake up to sunshine across much of the region. Mostly sunny Friday, partly cloudy Saturday, Sunday another chance of rain, but it's a dismal one at best. Next few days look as follows: 67 degrees tomorrow, 77 on Friday, and staying in the mid-70s Saturday. It is going to be quite warm after tomorrow's slight dip in temperatures.
Jeremy, thank you very much. It's official now, nearly 20 years after Congress passed the Real ID Act. The deadline is here. Right now, you'll need a Real ID or another enhanced type of identification to fly. In Washington, a Real ID will include the words Enhanced Driver's License in the top right-hand corner, along with a flag next to your picture. In Idaho, the ID includes a star in the top right-hand corner. If you don't already have one, be prepared to wait. Spokane County Department of Licensing appointments are booked up through the start of June. And keep in mind, it can take more than a week to get the physical copy of your Real ID in the mail. If you're traveling today or in the near future and don't have a Real ID, there are other acceptable forms of identification. That includes a U.S. passport, a passport card, military ID, and a global entry or nexus card. You can find a full list of acceptable IDs at tsa.gov. If you have none of those, you'll likely run into delays and have to go through extra security screenings. Well, we are just getting started here on KREM 2 News at 5. Still ahead tonight.
From how stubborn this class is, at least a week, probably 2.
Local students learning about the search for a new pope. Find out what they thought of the first round of voting. Plus, buying flowers this Mother's Day may impact your wallet just a bit more. Find out how local florists are feeling the impact of tariffs.